Hey there, it's CJ Miller. I'm in Shreveport, Louisiana. Ah, across the Red River from beautiful Bossier City, Louisiana. Do come check us out. Tomorrow is geek'd. I'm so excited about that. That's our local uh, Comic Con, what people call Comic Con. So, geek'd, that's what we call ours. And it includes like movies and comic books and gaming and just anything, uh, genre related, basically sci-fi, horror, and whatever, manga, startups, whatever. I love it. I try to go every year. This time I was able to get like the whole, the swag pack, the ticket for the whole weekend, and the swag bag and everything because I knew it was coming and I saved up for it. Tony Todd, Candyman himself, has postponed his appearance until next year, 2025. Yeah. So yeah, we'll see if he comes back. But appearing tomorrow at yeah, I'm going to be there. Like so excited. D Wallace is going to be the first presenter at like 6:30. That is so great. I'm so glad that I did the whole weekend. If I had waited and just thought about, oh well, Saturday is the day where everybody's there. Typically Saturdays, a lot of vendors come set up and everything. But yeah, we don't always get that first that talk, that big headliner or anything like that until uh, Saturday or sometimes even Sunday. You know, um, but no, D Wallace, and the following day. In the panel discussions, there are two rooms, and so there's people, actors, performers, voiceover artists, everything, but also content creators, producers, and everything like that. Behind the scenes creators, set, everything. You get of whatever your interest is. If you're a fan of the I don't know, the people who do the special effects. We get those guys, that come to this thing. It's great, and I say we get them that come to this thing. I'm not involved with. God, I wish I was. I wish I knew some kind of way to be involved with the setting up of Comic Con. I would like volunteer some stuff. I'm so into that. Yeah. Maybe I'll see if there's something I can do. I'll maybe reach out and see if there's some sort of volunteer I can do in the next few years or something. Especially since I'm working on uh, well, my first book that I talked about is not going to be so much uh, genre influenced because it's abstract poetry, but just about everything that I have conceived of in this melon up here is you know uh, inspired by Edgar Allan Poe, Lovecraft, you know, uh, warped stories, most dangerous game kind of stuff, Stephen King, short story kind of stuff. I voraciously ate that stuff up when I was in middle school, going into high school. Just the night shift, the of Stephen King, because the wording was more moderate and more contemporary, I guess is the word, versus some of the earlier stuff. Edgar Allan Poe. Early on was kind of, it's great, but the linguistics were a little bit distracting from the story when I was very young. But later I grew to appreciate it, and Lovecraft. Oh my God! And then so much of his, um, Lovecraft influences so much of my favorite genre movies, from the science fiction to the horror to philosophy. And I love it. Now, as a person, H.P. Lovecraft had some qualities that I didn't particularly care for. Although for the time I could understand, because in the time that he was um, at his peak of life, and writing and everything. It was a very divided world, so he would have some xenophobic qualities that would come out in his writing. You know, uh, while I will acknowledge today that we have cultural divides, we're a lot more together. Even with upset going on in parts of the world, we are a more connected world than we used to be, and through that connection, we can, I think, and this is not a political thing. This is more of a philosophical desire on my part that we could come together and have conversations and understanding. You know, uh, I don't, all this. I don't know. I get it, but why should great nations be having turf wars like high school gangs being portrayed in Broadway musicals? Do you know what I mean? Like you have people fighting over uh, territory. This is my turf. Stay off my turf. That's what is going on in the world. That's like it's stupid. It is stupid, and utterly unimportant because there is enough for people to share. There is enough for people to have enough. There is enough in this world for people to look at the same stone and get a different connection from it. Like, and that's I know that's you know an analogy, and there's not like an actual stone. But if you go out and you look at a bonfire, a campfire, and you look at it with your buddies that you're camping with, they're gonna see different sides of it than you are, and it's ever changing, and they're gonna have different reflections based on what they get from that elemental experience than you or I would, and I, I rejoice in that, and I think it takes all of that together to see the totality of what's going on, and even then there's an element of mystery that we're never going to understand. And I think that if people could just get over this uh, idea of territory. And I know that everybody needs a safe place to be. I know that everybody needs a safe place to be. And individually, I understand that. But there is enough that we don't have to encroach upon one another. Okay, that's what I don't. How did I get on top of that? Yeah. So, oh yeah, writing. H.P. Lovecraft. He had some of that xenophobic stuff, and a lot of that still goes on today. But I feel that a lot of that is not quite as necessary as it used to be. Although, yeah, whatever. Um, there are enemies at the gate sometimes, but why live in a state of paranoia if you live in a state of preparation? No, not H. Okay, so the guitar's here. Uh, oh, but the Comic Con tomorrow. D. Wallace. I'm going to speak with Henry Thomas. In panel discussion. That means I get to ask one or two comments or whatever. I can't. I wish I could just sit down. You guys see my videos. I can talk for hours and hours. When I first started this channel, I was like, I'm just gonna do videos that go on for 15 minutes max, and then that was the format. And I'm gonna basically walk around and talk about Shreveport. And I do love my hometown, and I do want to do that, but also, my technology is different because the equipment that I have now basically is a cell phone, and this cell phone will record well over an hour. So basically, what I can do is I can just talk until I get what I have to say out. Sometimes I'll still do a brief little video here or there, but usually, uh, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. And I get it. You can do like I could do like shorts, video shorts, and that would probably increase because the more it's out, people will look at that because it's easier to see something for 15 seconds than say 35 or 45 minutes or something. But I don't know. Whenever I do one of these videos, I have so much inside that I want to talk about. Usually, just random conversation that doesn't have much to do with anything, but just a desire to make a connection and then kind of talk about what's going on with me. And then, really, I want to find out what's going on with a lot of you. If you guys have channels and you're doing videos, I want to connect with you. So, you know, let me know if you've got active channels and I haven't subscribed to yet, and I will. And I will watch the videos, you know. And this is also uh, a good way to build up conversational skills, which for me takes practice. I don't know, some people are natural gabbers, you know. But yeah, it's something that I get to practice at, you know. Uh, because I want to come off natural and unrehearsed. But sometimes I will like be making one of the videos and then I'll miss step, or maybe I don't play the song in the way that I want to or something, and then it's like, oh no, I gotta start the whole thing over. So whatever. But yeah, so D Wallace, Henry Thomas, Elliot. The guy who played Elliot's brother is going to be there. I forget his name off the top of my head, but you know, the older brother, he kind of like imitated Yoda. When I was a kid and I heard him imitate Yoda, that was the thing that got me. So he was kind of my favorite character. You know, you have absolute power. You know, that in that voice. And then of course, Drew Barrymore is not going to be here, but. Dee Wallace was also in Critters. She was the mother in Critters, and the boyfriend of the daughter in Critters was oh my god, how am I drawing a blank on his name? Billy Zane. Billy Zane. I do know him. I was just drawing a blank on his name. Uh, but yeah, Billy Zane, and I shouldn't do that because I had like a major boy crush on him when he was coming out, and I was yeah, I was like a teenager, and I saw him, and he's like, "That's a good-looking dude." And I was talking to a friend of mine today. I was like Billy Zane, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, the good-looking." And he's like straight and married, and daughter. He was like, "Yeah, oh yeah, the good-looking dude." Like, fuck yeah, the good-looking dude. Yeah, God, you know. I wonder how you're, what it must be like to be that beautiful, and do you have that awareness of it, and to stay humble because he is a beautiful, beautiful dude. Like, I don't know. I don't know, but okay, so yeah, that's uh, and who else? Who else? A lot of people. I'm not gonna, like I said, Tony Todd, but I'm gonna have so much fun. What my favorite thing about this is, and I love the celebrities, and I love meeting the people. Last year, I met Brandon Routh, Superman, you know, and of the Clerks and Jay and Silent Bob, those guys that were here. Uh, and I should have went the year before because most of the legacy Scream characters, the ones that I identified with. The last couple of movies, they were kind of kind of going into new people, kind of, you know, I wasn't feeling it, you know. Uh, Sorry guys, I just wasn't, you know. Um, but anyway, yeah, I'm excited to see what next year's gonna bring already. If Tony Todd will come visit, Michael Bean was gonna come a few years ago to this Comic Con, and then he had to cancel. And I was mainly gonna buy the ticket to go see him. He was the one person that year that I really wanted to like fanboy over. And when I say fanboy, I mean I wanted to talk about the movie The Fan, in which he stalked. Uh, Lauren Bacall. He played a character called Douglas Breen, and he stalked Lauren Bacall's character, which got homaged in Stephen King's Misery, the movie. You know, Lauren Bacall played the publicist of James Caan. So you know that got homage there, kind of a callback. But yeah, Douglas Breen, and this was one of my very first movies where I saw like a representation of gay. This is the first gay thing that I'd ever seen where I was aware of gayness being available. Not that that's not exactly true because I at this point had already developed like crushes on guys at school and everything like that. But in this Douglas Breen was not gay, but he went to a gay bar, picked up a gay guy, brought him to like a random hookup on a rooftop. But it was basically to murder him and place the body as if he were Douglas Breen, leaving a final suicide, so that he could go and get after Laura McCall's character. So I just spoiled the movie for you if you haven't seen it. But that movie is one of my favorites, and and everything in it. And I mean, it was so like for me, a geek and a little gay kid that couldn't talk about it. First of all, I didn't have all the words to express the things that were going on inside of me because it wasn't like a sexual awareness. It was a self awareness that I had, but I couldn't talk about it because I already knew that you couldn't talk about those things in the South in Shreveport or whatever. Like if you did see someone who is gay, it was they weren't really gay. It was someone like Jack Tripper on Three's Company pretending to be gay, being the punchline of the joke. And you knew that was just a negative thing to be. It was always a or the even the um, sourpuss from the or whatever from the Hanna Barbera cartoons, whatever, like ooh, somebody just doing those voices or whatever, kind of a kind of a sissy kind of way. There was a caricature that you just knew, or I knew, just that was just something that uh, I was not going to be. If I talked about those things, it was not going to be okay. So I just didn't talk about them. Uh, I didn't intentionally hide those things. So a lot of times with my friends and everything like that, growing up, sitting around, you know how you do like the role play acting and stuff like that. It's like, oh, okay, well let's play house, and it's like I may be with my guy friends or something like that. Not that I had like a bunch of them, but it was like let's pretend, okay, this time you be the daddy, and this time I'll be the mommy, kind of thing. Yeah, I didn't have the dialogue or something like that, but as a very an actor, as a little kid, and I wanted to be an actor, I didn't mind playing play acting any of the roles or anything like that. But no, I think it took on it meant something different to me than it did for other people. So uh, this is not meant to be a statement on. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. One of the things when you do videos like this, and you guys should try it if you can, just sit in front of your camera, say what you have to say with a little format, and then just kind of like open it up and let it go. It's almost like journaling. It's a vlog, right? Or whatever. You don't really know what's going to come out, what's going to be revealed about yourself. In a sense, there's a type of therapy in that. But at this point, I'm going to sing this song. And I think I've done this. I've done a few videos of this song before, but I just and I feel like in the mood to do this song. Uh, and when I do this song, I don't get hung up on pronouns. I don't necessarily have to, you know, um, whatever. So uh, I formatted the words to fit the way that I want to do the song some years ago. But yeah, if I'm doing a song and the song is about a guy in love with the girl, uh, I don't mind singing about, from the perspective of the guy being in love with the girl, because I'm a guy and I've been in love with the girl. I get it. I just didn't want to have sex with her. But it would have been nice if she'd have had a gay brother. Okay, so anyway. Oh, the song is "I Never Will Marry," and the reason why I used to like this song is because as a gay person, I didn't think I was ever really going to be able to get married, and I didn't live my life thinking in any way, shape, or form that marriage was going to be a possibility. Uh, I was born in the early '70s. I came of age in 1989, 90, or something like that. Uh, 17 was the day of the year of that I began to develop a sense of personal agency, of speaking for myself. And the first thing was I just had to really assert my openness to looking at other people's philosophies versus just the fundamental uh, upbringing that I had. When I was raised at a fundamental Baptist church, and I decided to leave that church at 12 years old and float around some other churches. But there was more. But we still didn't talk about anything like that. It was more like, hey, you're old enough and you don't necessarily have to go to the service if you don't want to. But it's not like I could have that conversation. Well, this is what uh, I'm thinking, or what I'm thinking, or how I'm feeling, or whatever. There was some of that maybe we could have had with some members of my family, but other members of my family, that was not a conversation that you'd be able to have. So I don't know. And even though I knew, solidly knew, that I was gay, 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 gay. You don't really get much more gayer than me. Uh, Even though I knew that about myself, this was just not an open conversation. I feel like other people in the family must have known it or had an idea about it, but maybe just didn't want to talk about it. We didn't have, you understand, this is a time in in our community where we didn't have a way to talk about it. There was no template for how to have this conversation. Uh, you know, uh, so I don't put the blame on anybody. None of us knew what to say. This is not your typical birds and bees, uh, you know, uh, talk that you can have. Today, I hope it's better. I hope there's more information about that. So, but anyway, this song is from the perspective of a guy who's lovelorn for a girl who's gone away. That's the way I arrange it when I do it. So here we go. They say that love's a gentle thing, but it's only brought me pain. For the only girl I've ever loved has gone on the morning train. I never will marry. I'll take no wife. I expect to live single all the days of my life. Well, the train pulled out the whistle. change in the clouds design. There's many a change in a woman's heart, but there's never a change in mine. I never will marry. I'll take no wife. I expect to live single all the days of my life. Gee, that sounded flat. I think, when I'm sitting around and I'm practicing and I'm not even making a video, I'm so relaxed. If I could just get in the zone, uh, then I can do okay. But being aware of the fact that I'm doing a song that's going to be like that I'm going to post or something like that, it's like, oh my god. But it's okay. The music is a great way for me to express and relax and everything. Even though I'm just doing covers, but it's more like it's just having fun, and it's not serious, and I don't have the pressure of like a performer or something like that. So, and believe me, I used to be a stage actor, so I know the nervousness of being on stage, but then overcoming that. So let's see, what do I want to do? Ooh, here we go. This is a song I've been trying to pin down, uh, and I can't. But I had fun with it anyway. And it's the song I've done videos of it before, but no. What am I gonna do here? Let me see. One thing about the songs, these things, when you get them, there's various arrangements. You can get them. You can transpose. You can find. Uh, it makes. I think this one maybe I could work with. No, I think sometimes things are just in straight up contradiction with each other. Like is this the way the song goes or whatever? Is it not the way? So this is an arrangement that I found that's very simple, and that's where I like because my playing is very simple. First position, straight up cowboy chords, open, very little augmentation, and so that's where we go. Finally, I figured out. What? That's terrible. One of the things is I get in this speaking voice where I talk, and then it's like, oh my god, I've not warmed this. It's a different use of the throat's muscles and vocal cords and everything, speaking to singing. So let me pause for a second and get a little warm up. Okay, so if you've been with me thus far, uh, why is this thing tinging me? Notifications or whatever. Anyway, let me just turn this. I don't know. Screw it. Hopefully, I won't get interrupted. My devices, I get notifications from just about everything, and I don't know why. Uh, and it's a hassle to go in and turn them all off and on. And who is sending me notifications at 11 o'clock at night? Walmart and I are going to have a talk about that. Anyway, uh, if you've been here so far throughout this video and you've endured it and you don't want to watch anymore, I excuse you. Okay, I'm going to do the song. Finally, I figured out, but it took a long, long time. Now there's a turnabout. Maybe it's 'cause I'm trying. There's been times so confused. All my lead to you. Just can't turn and walk away. Hard to say what it is I see in you. Wonder if I'll always be with you. Words can't say it, and I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. And I thought I'd seen it all, 'cause it's been a long, long time. Oh, that I trip and fall, wonder if I'm blind. There's been times I'm so confused. All my roads, they lead to you. Just can't turn and walk away. Oh, hard to say what it is I see in you. Wonder if I'll always be with you. Words can't say, and I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. Rain comes pouring down, falling from blue skies. Words without a sound, coming from your eyes. Finally I figured out it took a long, long time. Now there's a turnabout, baby, 'cause I'm trying. There's been times I'm so confused. All my roads, they lead to you. Just can't turn and walk away. Hard to say what it is I see in you. Wonder if I'll always be with you. Words can't say it, I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. Hard to say what it is I see in you. Wonder if I'll always be with you. Words can't say it, and I can't do enough to prove it's all for you. Ooh, oh, boy. I know that's awful. Anyway, I don't feel that I'm in like a particularly, I think you know, it's not all right. I'm not in particular good key, good voice today, but whatever. It's okay. When am I ever? I want to hear about you guys. I want to hear about what's going on with your lives. I think by now, I don't know how many, let me see. I think it's roughly 135, 6-ish of you. If I'm overshooting, I'm so sorry. But it's a lot of people, and I want to kind of get to know you a little bit. Let me know what's going on in your world. Comment, Uh, I'm not looking for clicks or anything like that. I'm more looking at getting to know people. That's why I do these videos. I want people to know that I love my hometown, love Shreveport, love living here. I love to get around and do things. I love to travel and everything. But yeah, there's 133 of you. So please let me know, some of you, what are you doing? My very first follower, her name was Kaylee. So yeah, uh, that was cool. I was like, Kaylee. And every once in a while we'll say hello to each other. Uh, I have no idea where she lives or what's up or anything like that. And I want that. I want that connection. So I'm glad if you enjoy the videos, or if I provide some sort of amusement, if I give you a sense of edification. Damn right. But um, let me know what's up with your worlds, man. And look for videos. I will be posting videos so that all the panels. This is what I was going to say, and I got distracted by my own pontification and digressions. But I love all the talk to the panelists and woo, I'm hobnobbing with the celebrity for one or two questions, But really, what I really love is the fun that people have when they walk around and they do their cosplays. The Spider Mans are my favorite. Deadpool, I think I'm going to enjoy that. Some of the Wolverines and everything. I don't get too many Supermen. Last year, and you know what it is. I was like kind of gobsmacked. I didn't even know how to, hey, but it was Ghostface, but from the last Scream movie where, spoiler alert, one, two, three, four, five, Dermot Mulroney was one of the Ghostface killers. He was a cop. And he was, so it was like, oh yeah. And then so I wanted to say like Ghost Dad, but then I'd be like, that was too much of an homage to Bill Cosby. So anyway, way way to turn it way to turn it to a negative, huh? Anyway, no, I love the people in the cosplays, and I love the people that bring their fresh ideas and comic book vendors. Now, I love to support the comic book vendors. I particularly love our local Excalibur, which is our local big comic book store. I remember being a kid, I'd be able to go to the drugstore right up the street, and there was a rack of the zines, the comic books, and I would get them. I would like, yeah. Uh, I they brought me such fun. I didn't have the word for escapism back then, but yeah, I liked reading them, and yeah, adventures and fun and everything like that. I just loved it. And the Spider-Man, uh, Superman, Wonder Woman, uh, and in the back of the Wonder Woman in the '80s, they would always in the where I was reading, uh, they'd give Wonder Woman her story, and then the for the last 12 or 15 pages they would devote to the Huntress. So I was getting two for the price of one, and not even making the connections of the DC characters. I just knew these characters were there. I didn't realize. And the Huntress, I believe, is somehow related. I think she's a daughter of Bruce Wayne. How does this? I don't know. In some DC variations, she is, but I don't know. I don't know. Then you know. Superman was not a newspaper reporter, but a TV reporter. So everybody's seeing his face, and then he's Superman, and then does he never get a close up? And it's like like what else? What else? What else? But there is something to be said. There are some people who are doppelgangers, dead ringers for other people. Uh, I had not seen the Twisters movie. I tried to maybe you know I just I haven't heard good things about the movie Twisters. I love Glenn Powell as an actor. uh, he was Chad Radwell in Scream Queens, by the way, and just I was a fanboy from then on out. And then I know that Twisters, the new what is his name? We those of us know it, but I'm just drawing a blank on it. By the time I pull it up, uh, I would have probably remembered it. But okay, let me see. Uh, Superman. Here we go. What is his name of the actor? David Cornslet. How could I have forgotten? I watched him in The Politician, you know, and oh my God, what is it with these people killing off the eye candy early on? But he popped up as a uh, mental manifestation to the lead character or whatever. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, he's in the Twisters movie, the new one, but it's about to be released on like it's uh, pay per view digital right now or whatever, and it's from that it's about to be like in the next month or so it's going to be playing on the streaming, and I think that's one that I'm maybe going to look at and reserve, but I'm going to go ahead and do the Deadpool versus Wolverine uh, video, but I'm not gonna do that because this video is long enough. So Deadpool and Wolverine. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and end this video, and it's still not quite time for me to eat yet. Today was been scaled back, very light meal when I first woke up, and then just a light some jambalaya basically. Uh, but heavy with the meat and lighter on the rice. Um, and then I decided after that I would just fast until midnight again because I'm liking the way things are gone. I've kind of got this physique where it's like if I eat, uh, especially a bigger meal, I definitely can tell it's in my stomach and it's digesting a bigger, so I can see that that I've lost enough weight that I can tell when I've eaten versus when I'm in between meals because it's like a snake watching a snake digest an egg or something. I don't know. But anyway, so I love you guys. I really did, and I want to hear about your lives. Uh, and yeah, love and light, peace. Good night.